in Miami beginning on Tuesday night. And then back home for the weekend.
Yeah, a lot of important games coming up, Joe, and none more important than today. Pirates trying to stay in the moment, trying to get some momentum. Last night was a good jumping off point with that 8-0 victory over the Mets. And now we're going to see Jared Jones here today looking for a little bit of a bounce back game. He threw the ball extremely well in July. And we're hoping for a nice, lengthy, quality start from him.
We'll certainly feel the energy from Jared Jones, and on Sundays the kids taking the field and just pausing for a little reminder. 20 years ago these guys were that size, dreaming about being able to keep playing into adulthood, and look at where they are today. So just a nice perspective as they take the field here.
There's one of the spark plug guys that we talked about in the pregame, Joe. He's going to be sitting up on top of the lineup again this afternoon. Ronnie Simon hanging right behind him in the 2-hole, hoping to set the table and get it right against these lefties with Sean Manaea on the mound for the Mets today.
Now the Pirates 10-25 against left-handed starters. They could be 1-0 today with a win. They just change it around right now as we get to that 3/4 mark of the season. After today, 42 games remain for the Pirates. Always messing.
That's good.
And today for the Mets, it's the rookie Ewing atop the order. He's had a good series so far. Lindor, and then Bichette. Carson Benz returns to the lineup. Then it's Robert with Jared Young sliding to the 6th spot. Simeon homered in game 1. Brett Beatty in the 8th position now, and Francisco Alvarez doing the catching again after the other catcher pitched last night.
Car Shield numbers for Jared Jones. 13th start, 2-3 with a 4.02 ERA. 56 innings, 62 strikeouts, walks in a really good place. And as I mentioned, was terrific in the month of July. Only 1 start in the month of August. But 27 innings pitched in July, only 11 hits given up. So he's certainly settling in after joining us in May.
And that July that he had, it was the lowest opposing batting average for a Pirates starting pitcher in any July since they've been keeping track 110 plus years ago. We're getting back to those ways here today against the Mets club that didn't get past first base against the Pirates yesterday.
Oh, and lengthening out a little bit too, Joe. 83 pitches at Milwaukee, as you see Bubba Chandler. But from Jones, 83 pitches at Milwaukee last time out. He's done that 1 time before. 6 innings in 3 of the 5 starts in July. And doing it mainly with that fastball slider combination. We've seen a little less of the changeup. He's typically only using that to the left-handers, but that slider, he's gotten much better feel for it, I'd say, over the last 5 starts, and it has terrific movement, and he's landing it early in the count. Really good to see. There's one right there.
And 5 will bat left-handed against him today, and that's been no problem for Jones. Now, the first few starts after coming back from surgery from last year, lefties hit him pretty hard. Not in a long time. And late on 99. Just turned 25 on Thursday, Jared Jones. Thought he had it. Wind is lazily blowing out today, so we'll keep that in mind as the afternoon rolls on. And a walk to start. Neil, I know you've been poring over the keys to the game presented by your Western PA Buick dealers. What have you come up for us here earlier this morning?
Yeah, bounce back for Jared Jones. Gave up a couple home runs at Milwaukee last time out after being fantastic in July. And the same recipe as yesterday, that is. See if you can't get out to an early lead, especially right the ship against these left-handed pitchers. So keep an eye on all those things today.
Well, same recipe. Remember, you got the Simon A 2-run double in that first inning, giving Chandler the early lead. Mangum, of course, his leadoff hitter, always setting the tone. But I thought it was Chandler, really. 9-pitch, 1-2-3 first inning.
Yep.
And then the bats coming up, and you can feed off that a little bit.
What if we start to see Simon and Mangum kind of sitting 1-2 for a little while, like they would, as you see Bubba Chandler and his terrific start last night, almost like Simon and Garfunkel, right? Maybe Simon and Mangum.
I like that. Or Simon and Simon. We'll just call him Simon Mangum. We'll have to think of a 80s sitcom for those guys. But yeah, having that energy at the top of the order. And Lindor struck with a pitch. Hear him yell all the way up here.
See where it got him. Back foot. No padding there.
And so a walk and then a hit batter on an 0-2 pitch. And putting Lindor on. He'll get looked at by an athletic trainer. So when a ball is put in play, a look at the Levin Furniture and Mattress defense. There's Mangum and Simon out there in the outfield. Valdez playing his second straight game in the left field. Gonzalez, Triolo, Lau, and Flores getting a start at first. Henry Davis linking up with Jones. Davis was a late add to the lineup yesterday. Valdez making his first start ever at PNC Park in left field yesterday.
Thought he did a very good job. Didn't have a ton of action, but made a couple plays outside of a normal range. Jared Jones got a little bit of work to do here. See if he can't get Bo Bichette on the ground.
14 ground ball double plays by Bichette. Hard hit and through. And with nobody out, Tim Leeper holding Ewing. Bases loaded, nobody out for New York in the first inning.
Yeah, just like yesterday against Bubba Chandler, Bo Bichette didn't wait around. He grounded out in that first inning. Now here squares one up right back through the box. Fortunate for the Pirates, hit hard enough where A.J. Ewing cannot advance home.
Carson Benj did not play yesterday. Hurt his left wrist making a catch on Friday night and finished that inning and then came out of the game.
This was a terrific catch on top of that. See him holding his wrist after he hit that ball. Fortunately for him, back in the lineup 2 days later. Unfortunately for the Pirates, he gets another hit.
An excuse me swing, advancing everyone and scoring Ewing. The Mets have a 1-0 lead with nobody out.
Well, there were quite a few fortuitous swings in game one of the series by the Mets and a couple of them yesterday by the Pirates. And let's just hope this isn't a sign of things to come for the Mets today, because that was hardly even a half swing that got through that 6-hole.
Still the bases loaded with nobody out. The Pirates took a 3-0 lead after an inning yesterday and just rode it all the way to a shutout win. The Mets doing something they could not do yesterday. That score, and they've done so before recording an out. Simon trying to get behind it.
Oh, no.
And he will throw to third. I thought he was going to throw home. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing on fly balls is if you're kind of trending in from your standard spot, as you see here up on the top of the screen, and you can get behind it, you're typically going to take that chance at home. So a very defensive play by Ronnie Simon here. Thought he would have made it real close at home, but decides to go to third.
Jared Young, a foul tip. Sometimes you see that throw come in, and then if you see that runner maybe going to third, cut it off. If you don't think there will be an out at the plate. So a walk and a hit batter to start. They both come around to score. On the pair of singles. No one there at the base. Don't often see a runner picked off of second. This is Valdez playing left. Runners have to stay put now with 2 outs.
Well, I guess the one positive thing you can say from there, as we saw Ronnie Simon throw the ball to third base, if he would have thrown home and he would have been safe at home, that runner at second base most likely would have advanced to third, and that fly ball would have been tough to get the runner at home. So I guess that's kind of looking a little bit more at the glass half full.
Proving to be clairvoyant.
Yeah.
Ronnie Simon right there. Trying to get that third out, keep it at 2 runs. We saw Simeon in game 1 have a 2-out, 2-strike, 3-run home run. Not there. Triolo smoothly will get the final out. Mets pick up a pair to start off the ball game.
I'm Saquon Barkley.
Jake Mangum will start it off for the Pirates. The Mets get 2 in their half first inning, and now Mangum atop the order with Ronnie Simon moving up to that 2 spot. Brian Reynolds will DH and hit third. It's Gonzalez in the cleanup spot. Valdez back up to 5. Lau, poor career numbers against Minaya. He'll bat 6th. And Flores, Triolo, and Davis rounding out the Pirates' 9 on a Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh.
And for Sean Minaya, his 11th start, 3-5, 97 2/3 innings, 95 strikeouts. Not throwing terribly hard, but coming from an awkward angle, a 3/4 angle for him. The last 4 of the last 5 times he's been out, he's gone 6+ innings with 3 or less runs. So has been throwing the ball very well of late. So the ERA not necessarily indicative of how he's thrown the ball recently.
Speed atop the order for the Pirates. In the absence of Griffin and Cruz, haven't really seen that with a tandem for a while, but with Simon moving up to that 2 spot, we'll see if the Pirates can get some action on the bases today.
3 straight switch hitters to start off the lineup. I'm pretty sure we have not seen that all season or for a very, very long time.
And instead, it'll be a strike 3 looking to start for the Pirates. And the Mets in the field. It's Ewing, Robert, and Benj left to right in the outfield. Bo Bichette at third. Lindor and Simeon in the middle with Jared Young at first base. Francisco Alvarez back behind the plate.
For Minaya, a lot of 4-seam, 2-seam sweeper usage against the right-handed hitters. A little bit of cutter and changeup mixed in, but a lot of stuff coming into these righties today.
And Ronnie Simon's Xfinity batting stats. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price. So Elias tells us that this is the first time the Pirates have had 3 switch hitters atop the order since they had 4 back in 1991.
Wow.
Cecil Espy, Curtis Wilkerson, Orlando Merced, and Bobby Bonilla were in the lineup that day in that order. So we'll say Reynolds will play the role of Bonilla. Curtis Wilkerson, it's a ground ball to Kevin Elster.
Bonilla was the reason that I wanted to become a switch hitter, Joe. So
is that right?
I'm sure there's a lot of kids out there that feel the same way about Brian Reynolds.
And we'll look at our Penn West University stat of the day, and most total bases career-wise at PNC Park. Andrew McCutcheon, of course, #1, but there's Brian Reynolds already #2. You're #8, and Neil
sprinkled in there.
I'd say more than sprinkled. There's a lot of people that have played here. Oh, it's a fair ball tucked into the right field corner and bouncing over for an automatic double. 2 more bases for Reynolds.
Okay, the Pirates and Mets have shared fortuitous bounces in this first inning. One off the bat of Carson Benj, and now this one off the bat of Reynolds. Thought this ball was definitely going foul and just gets down right before that right field foul line and wall. A book rule double.
And for Reynolds, 1 shy of the National League lead in doubles now. That was his 28th. Two-out chance for Nick Gonzalez. Had a first inning run batted in yesterday. 309 overall. That's 4th best in baseball. And a nice RBI total too, 53.
I think that's the one thing when you look at the pretty much regulars over the course of the season for the Pirates offensively. There's a lot of guys with a lot of runs driven in, and it's not just the middle of the order guys. It's not just Brian Reynolds, Nick Gonzalez. I mean, you go on and on. There's guys with a ton of guys with 40+.
Minaya gets the strikeout, and the Pirates strand a man in the first.
Welcome back to PNC Park, where fans are falling in love with the energy and the spark plug that Ronnie Simon is for this ball club. So much so that all over social media, fans were changing their profile pictures to Ronnie's face last night. When I showed him the movement, we'll call it, on social media, his face lit up. He said this is incredible. He's so thankful for it. He loves the fans for it. And he also told translator Steven Morales to put it on his phone screen too. Mo said only if he gets a home run. So best believe Ronnie's going to hold him to that if he gets a hold of one today, Joe.
It would be his first in the major leagues after getting a brief cameo last year. But I really enjoy Simon's game the way that it is. He will hit some home runs, but that bunt yesterday really enlivened my senses, seeing that somebody is thinking of that and can do that in today's game.
Yeah, very, very headsy. Something you don't see, especially from younger players. You have a righty on the mound that's fallen way off on that third base side, and you're a speedy runner, especially a lefty. You get that bunt down toward the second baseman, they're going to have a world of problems trying to make the out.
Number 9 man is Francisco Alvarez, the Mets catcher. And Jones, the first 4 reached against him in the first and then buttoned things down after that. Get a little wiggle room as a starting pitcher. Give up 2 in the first. And then you get on a roll. That's still a good outing. Especially when you get an offense in the Pirates that score the most runs per game at home than any of the 30 teams. It'll go foul. Cotton candy and a souvenir.
What could be better?
You always want more, don't you?
Always.
Look at that. You know, you go to the ball game and you think, maybe I'll get a foul ball today. You know, how often does that really happen, especially a ball that's hit? Did he go? Yes. Jones with strikeout number 1.
A good ball to strike, or strike the ball slider right here. Get Alvarez in a little bit of a swing mode. Speeding up. That's usually what happens on the slider.
Good look on our AHN Supermo. Strike to ball. It looks like a strike at first, or it is a strike, and then ends up being out of the strike zone. And a 9-pitch follow-up for Jared Jones, cruising through the second. The Mets have an early lead, 2-0, as we go to the bottom of the second. And it's time to take a look at the DirecTV new era and the baseball leaders in walk percentage. Ace Marilyn Valdez is 6th. The highest walk percentage. How many walks per plate appearance? So more than 1/6 of the time. Juan Soto, who's currently on the injured list, always way up there. Usually reserved for many of the big power hitters. And Valdez has established himself as one, at least so far in his big league career.
He does a very good job, especially with 2 strikes, not expanding the zone. And that's going to serve him well, especially when he goes through some tough stretches like he's kind of been going through recently.
Caught a break on that one.
A lot more off-speed pitches than we've seen, you know, through his first probably month of baseball, and then he got extremely hot, and the opposing pitchers have been very, very careful with him.
Even early in a game like this with the bases clear, right on that edge, striking him out. Yeah, he had 23 walks in his previous 19 games. Last Pirate in that span to have that many walks was Brian Giles 24 years ago.
Well, there's the sweeper. Look how much movement this ball has. Don't want to let Minaya settle in.
And Brandon Lau moved down in the order today. Look at our Levin Furniture and Mattress strike zone. A lot of pitches on those corners today from Minaya. 34-year-old left-hander out of Indiana. Pitched at Indiana State.
Home of the Larry Birds.
That's right. The Sycamores. Now Lau hitless in 8 tries lifetime against Minaya. Struck his 25th home run last night off the Mets catcher who was pitching. I like what you said. It was like a softball swing.
That's what it looked like. He was throwing eephus pitches in there. And I think only Lau and Valdez were the ones to get hits.
Throwing it at 38 miles an hour. But that's just not something that you train to hit.
Nope. You don't. Not unless you play slow pitch softball.
No pinball action. Minaya has struck out 3 in a row and 4 already today. 7 is his season high.
He just reaches back and that's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball rip. He's only been averaging about 91 on the fastball this season, so a little bit of extra juice today in the early going.
Now it's Rafael Flores Jr. In the minors and in his brief big league time, he's hit lefties well. OPS at 981. He gets the start today. And 1 home run he hit was back in June against the Dodgers. 440 feet. So he's got a lot of power in there. Yeah, a little bit noticeable how hard Manaea is throwing today.
Yeah, he's averaging 93.7 on the fastball today. About 2.5 miles an hour faster than he has been the entire season. Ball's coming out his hand pretty free and easy right now.
And he strikes out the side unless the Pirates win this. Let's take a look at ABS, powered by T-Mobile.
Calls confirmed. Pittsburgh has 1 challenge remaining.
5 strikeouts already for Manaea.
Pella Windows and Doors of Pittsburgh.
Pirates baseball on SNP is presented by UPMC, the official healthcare provider of sports coverage on SNP.
It's a beautiful day to be on a boat or at a Bucco game.
Why not do both? Sort of. See a lot of watercraft just moored near the banks. Try to get a little peek inside, saying, see what's going on in the ball game. Beautiful weather today. Nice catch.
Hey.
Even Lindor had to approve.
A little tip of the cap down there.
Get that man a glove.
He got it.
Oh, he has one. Yeah. Now let's see if one of the paid participants can catch it. Oh, yeah. All right. So 1 out. And you can keep the summer going with more Bucks baseball for a limited time. Score $15 upper level and $30 lower level tickets to the upcoming Detroit series. That's Monday the 17th, Tuesday the 18th, and Wednesday the 19th against the Tigers. Go to pirates.com/back-to-Bucks. When do your kids go back to school?
I believe the 26th.
Oh, that's coming up.
Whatever that Monday is, right around that time.
Yeah, so take advantage of savings.
Come on down.
You know, do you really need 20 new folders and
Binders,
100 new pencils? You know, just maybe make it 80 new pencils, and then save up for some tickets.
Yep. And only 6 games after this one here for the Pirates at home. So come on out. Buccos will head west for a long 10-day road trip after the next homestand.
Yeah, that's right. After that Wednesday game against Detroit, they're gone for the rest of the month. So if you're thinking of coming out, Pirates extending that nice offer. Still 1-2 on Bichette and the Mets. Remember, these two teams linking up to open this season, and a lot of herald around Bichette signing with the Mets. And it was Carlos Mendoza at the helm then. Now Andy Green, the interim manager since the midway point. High throw, and Bichette will reach. Gonna have to all be perfect to get Bichette, I think.
Taking a look at it, the dugout. Now they're going to keep it rolling. Swing and bunt. Jones gets to it pretty well, but not able to completely set. I just see him just kind of spin and throw. Close.
Yeah, if that was the hard part, fielding barehanded, that's not easy. And then if you just get maybe a throw right there on the bag, maybe you get him, but that's a base hit. That was a very difficult play. When it's done, you put a star by it.
Yep.
We saw the Mets run a lot in game 1 of the series. And Henry Davis was the catcher yesterday. He shut it down
very quickly. I think there was only one stolen base attempt by the Mets yesterday, and it was cut down by a great throw by Henry Davis.
And teams don't run on Jones. Just 2 attempts since he's returned. 1 successful. And this tandem today should curtail the Mets. There's Jordan Comodino, the catching coach. Signaling, do not allow a stolen base. That's a good strategy.
Well, so far, kind of what we have come to expect the last several times Jared Jones has been out. Only 1 changeup and 1 curveball so far in this game. All 4 seams and sliders, 21 of them, and 21 fastballs and 15 sliders to this point.
After the infield hit, now 2-2 on Benj. Been on base 13 straight games now after that run scoring single in the first inning. Getting better and better his rookie season. For the first. Benj strikes out. Trying to pick off Bichette.
The backup slider here in a perfect spot. And Henry almost catches Bo Bichette sleeping.
He's got a couple of pickoffs already this year. Bichette only with 1 steal. We're counting on Robert this year, but this is just his 40th game. Mets have had some key injuries, underperformance. That's typically what takes place in a star-studded team like this when they're not in playoff position, but they're always plenty capable. As you see right there, a 5th home run for Robert. And he'll double the Mets lead. They're up 4-0.
Luis Robert had a sac fly on that 2-run first, kind of in that same area, and just missed it. Hit one real high, and then does not miss this one. Hit it again, towering fly ball to right center field, and with the wind blowing out just a little bit, it helped it probably enough.
Well, the Mets putting up 4 by the 3rd inning here today. Just underscores the importance of what we saw from Bubba Chandler yesterday. 6 scoreless innings. A term to this, setting the tone. Pirates will have to play from behind here. Got 7 innings at the bat to do so, but after a while, and the Pirates have had to been doing that a lot here in recent weeks. Difficult to do that all the time. Souvenir. And Mangum has that ball go over the wall. Young will be held at 3rd. Sometimes you see a guy go all the way around on that.
This ball's well hit, not very high off the ground. Looked like Mangum had a beat on it. Couldn't tell if it went over his glove or under his glove. Let's see. went under his glove. Unfortunately, he's got enough speed to get back there. And that might have cost Young from getting an inside the park home run. That little stutter about halfway down first base.
That tells you everything. He assumed he was going to be out. And then turned on the Jets to get to third. It'll be ruled a triple. And we don't know if Jared Jones is still on that pitch limit, but that's going to cost him a few extra pitches. They'll try to make sure no extra runs. Jones got Simeon to bounce out his only time. There was a time not all that long ago where Simeon was one of the top home run hitters in baseball.
Had a great run in Toronto. And moved over to Texas.
Oakland before Toronto.
Yep.
I forgot that he came up with the White Sox briefly. But it really started with the A's. And he comes through. Another 2-out hit for Simeon in this series. And so that misplay in center really costed the Pirates another run across. So as well as they played yesterday, today a little bit bumpy.
Yeah, we had the swinging bunt with 1 out from Bo Bichette. And then Jared Jones is able to get that second out. Luis Robert hits that 2-run home run, followed by Jared Young triple. And now a 3-0 swinging Marcus Simeon finds a way to shoot one through the 6-hole.
So 25 pitches in this inning now from Jared Jones, who has not thrown more than 83 in any of his starts since coming off of surgery. Five across for the Mets. Jones made 5 starts in July and allowed 6 runs total. That's how good he was in July. Facing a tough Brewers lineup last time around, 3 runs in 4 innings. A lot of traffic, but limited the damage there. Here the Mets, who were shut out yesterday for a 12th time, tied for the most in baseball, have scored early today. So 3 straight 2-out hits, as it were. The home run by Robert, the ball that was ruled a triple, and then the hit by Simeon. And 1 in 96 from Jones. Still 2 strikes on Beatty. Only he and Alvarez, the only Mets to not reach base today. And Jones will strike him out. Mets add 3 and lead by 5.
Pittsburgh.com.
It's 5-0 Mets on the UPMC scoreboard, and Pirates baseball is presented by UPMC, the official healthcare provider of sports coverage on SNP.
Well, Pirates with a little work to do here. Bottom of their lineup. Jared Triolo, I'm sorry, first at bat of the day for him.
Luis Robert Jr. with the home run. Coming with 2 outs, and then a triple and a single following that, adding another run. So 3 2-out runs by the Mets in the top half. Meanwhile, the Pirates have to figure out Sean Manaea.
He's settled in a little bit here, though he's not even first time through the order, but he'd been filling up the strike zone those first 2 innings. Only gave up that book rule double to Brian Reynolds down the right field line. He's already got 5 strikeouts of the 7 hitters he's faced.
Now, typically these days a big strikeout pitcher. 7 is the tops this season for Manaea. Walked 5 in his last start. He has struck out 5 in a row. And now here's a message from attorney David Schrager.
I'm attorney David Schrager. Call or text my cell to speak to me directly for a free consultation. Don't be scared. Be prepared.
Show bunt, why not? Pirates have put 2 balls in play. Davis with a couple of hits yesterday. He was a late addition to the lineup when Endy Rodriguez was scratched with left hip discomfort. Quickly up 2 strikes. There's Endy Rodriguez. Pirates carrying 3 catchers right there, so put his hand on Flores' head. And there's another strikeout for Manaea. So he's had 6 strikeouts in a row. He hasn't had more than 7 strikeouts in a game this year. Didn't see that coming.
Did not see that coming either. A tough first time through the order for the Pirates. Let's see if they can't get a little too out lightning here with Jake Mangum.
Struck out looking his first time. Manaea, 34 years old, has authored a no-hitter. It was 8 years ago. Hit well. Stay right on the notch. Yeah, it's out of here. Home run for Jake Mangum. 4th home run. Mangum gets the Bucks on the board.
Well, that's Mangum's first home run right-handed this season. He worked for it, hit it to one of the deeper spots at PNC Park. And again, I think that a little bit of wind help in left center field got this ball out as opposed to hitting the fence. Nonetheless, Pirates' first run on the board. See if that can't catapult him, the offense, the second time through the order.
Got that elevated fastball. Yeah, he hit it a little bit to the left. Well, that might have still gotten over the notch. That was a good poke. Jake Mangum. That home run brought to you by UPMC. 420 feet, Neil.
Wow. He's small in stature, but he is strong. We almost saw him leave the yard in the first inning in yesterday's game. Hit that ball off the right center field wall for a leadoff double. Came around to score. And that may be what the Pirates need to do, kind of look to pull a little bit more in this second time through the order. They were a bit defensive.
Ramping off the mound. Right to Simeon. Pirates score on the home run by Mangum. Pirates baseball on SNP is presented by #1 Cochrane Club One Rewards. Earn points, save money, and get discounts on gas. Join for free at club1rewards.cochrane.com. Jake Mangum with the home run. So the Pirates on the board. And first batter Alvarez hit by pitch. Second hit batter by Jones today.
Jones just hasn't quite looked as sharp with the, even though this is a backup slider here. Oh, it does get him on the hand.
Those left two fingers look like on the left hand.
Just haven't seen a ton of the 0-1 counts and the 1-2 counts and early outs from Jared Jones.
Put the sliding glove on the hand that was not hit. That's his catching hand. Pretty much could guess that. We don't have any Benny DiStefanos around or anything, but left-handed throwing catchers, right? I guess he was more of a first baseman, but he did catch. Could have a left-handed throwing catcher. Why not? Second base and shortstop might be harder.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There hasn't been a left-handed throwing shortstop in a game in 115 years. I think Don Mattingly had to sub in at second base for a minute. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Okay, yeah. Three and one on Ewing. Evan Sisk starting to get up for the Pirates. This is one of those days where it's not a predetermined pitch count that might end Jones's outing. It's effectiveness.
64 pitches. I feel like he's got to get a couple quick outs, maybe a double play ball right here to extend his outing.
Now we saw that second inning needed just 9 pitches. But here a hit batter and a walk. It put 2 on without the aid of a hit for New York. A 29 pitch third inning where the Mets got 3 2-out runs. And you can stream Pirates games at home or on the go with SNP 360. Just go to getsnp360.com or scan the QR code. Log in with your provider and get direct access to live games, plus all the Pittsburgh sports content you love. Was it, yeah, it was Friday where the Mets had first and second, nobody out, and they chose to run.
That's true.
Could they do that again?
Well,
get a line
catcher's
drive
on second base.
Yeah, probably not. Trying to think, how could they turn a triple play here? How did you turn a triple play?
It's funny you ask. Yeah, a 4-5-4 triple play, the only one in the history of the game, if you can believe that.
Second base to third base to second base.
Yadier Molina hitting. Johnny Peralta on third. Jason Hayward on second. Ball kind of hit. Looked like it was going to go over my head at second. Was able to snag it. Hayward was way off the base, and Peralta was trying to get back to third. Throw it to third. Back to second. If you follow me there.
Wow. Now 3-0. I think that's the last triple play turned by the Pirates, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember one, and that happened before I got here, so I think that's it. A little delay tactic here for Davis as Sisk warms. Wouldn't you know, we've got that Take us back through this.
Yeah, 2015. Take a look. See, Hayward's out, but I wanted to try to get Peralta to third to make sure, and then we had to tell Jung Hoganga, hey, I didn't step on second base.
Vance Worley on the mound. Look at that. Wow. A triple play.
That was certainly memorable, I'll tell you that. I was never part of a no-hitter on our side. I've been no-hitters on the offensive side. But it was really cool.
No.
I actually just yesterday actually, gave Jimmy T, who's doing a lot of stuff with the Pirates archives, I gave him the base. I had the base from that.
You still had it?
I still have the base.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, here's another one.
We got Josh Harrison in the booth with us last night, going around the horn. You know, almost never see that.
Very rarely.
So you've been involved in two?
Two of them.
Wow. These have to be the last two by the Pirates.
I would love to see one right here.
And Davis again expending another zero. Looks like this is going to be the pitching change. Now Jones, don't often see him miss this much this often.
Well, pretty important to keep this game where it's at if you can. You got outside of Lake Bacher, who threw multiple innings last night. You have pretty much the whole bullpen and a day off tomorrow available. So pretty important here to limit the damage. Kind of a tough start for Jared Jones.
Tough outing for Jared Jones, removed here in the fourth. Bases are loaded, nobody out. And this Pirates pitching change presented by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
I just got Evan Sisk back off the IL about a week ago. He's got this is his 35th game, 39 innings, 2.31 ERA. Would love to see a ground ball. Infield's going to be playing kind of half depth right here. Might take the double play if it's hit up the middle. At the corners, unless it's a one hopper, you're probably going to go home with it.
So Sisk will be enlisted here. The Pirates have not really had that get out of jams ground ball guy really this year. Maybe it's still Vol, who one of the top ground ball getters in baseball, but he's typically pitched later in games. So it's Sisk here who has stranded half of the inherited runners he's had this year.
Yeah, big batter right here. Bit of a tipping point in this game. Down 5-1, bases loaded, nobody out. Not necessarily an easy guy to strike out in Bo Bichette, but has hit into some double plays.
Yeah, 14, that's a high number, among the most in baseball. In the air with Valdez playing off the line. He was far off the line there, and so that will score two. And Leeper trying to hold up Lindor. He runs through the stop sign and scores anyway. And three come in, all charged to Jones. 8-1 New York.
Yeah, this ball wasn't hit very hard, as Joe, you mentioned. But Valdez was playing more toward that left center field gap, and he had to go a long way to get there, and thinks he has a chance, and by the time he gets close to it, he doesn't even have a chance to keep it in front of him. And Lindor got a good jump on it from first base, so he was able to score as well.
So playing him to hit it the opposite way. And it's a career most 8 runs allowed by Jones. It was so good in July. Tough one here today. New York with a big lead. Remember, the winner would take the series Pirates have not won a series or tied a series even for that matter since that one right after the break in Cleveland. They won that series. So a 3-run double for Bichette. 3 hits already today. Just the 4th inning. Still nobody out. And Sisk walks the left-handed batter. Not too long since Sisk has come off the injured list himself.
Four walks now for Pirates pitchers. Nobody out here in the 4th. Never a good recipe.
Robert hit a 2-out 2-run home run last inning. Already 3 RBIs today. Good stop by Henry Davis, keeping that from going to the backstop. Mets have 8 runs. Pirates have gotten 9 outs. Sure to be one there. Maybe 2. Yeah. Double play. That's what they were hoping for earlier.
Yep.
Get it there, though.
Yeah, did not obviously get that, but that's the ball that you're looking for. The 5-6, the 5-4-3 or the 6-4-3 double play. But able to get one here.
First time that Sisk has gotten a ground ball double play all season. Now Jared Young. And a ball ruled a triple last time around. Complete dominance by the Pirates yesterday. The Mets never got a runner past first base. Tides have turned again here today. And that's really thematic of this Pirates team this year. Really, at times they're getting a small winning streak going, usually limiting the losing streaks as well, but lacking that 1 or 2 really long runs of winning.
We talked about that first game of this series, Joe, just about the fact that I think they've had a couple 4-game win streaks, but not a 5-game win streak. And you know, that's how you climb back at this time of year, especially is rip off about 8 out of 10 or 7 straight.
And the 2-out hitting for the Mets today really helping their cause as they add 4 more here in this 4th inning.
Fast sinker just catches too much at the plate. It's the name of the game. 2-out hitting, 2-strike hitting. They've done it twice now with a runner on 3rd and 2 outs. Got that run in.
So 5 batters who have reached via walks or being hit by a pitch have come around to score today for the Mets. Sisk inherited the bases loaded with nobody out. Simeon, remember, he swung 3-0 last time. RBI hit. That was in that 3-run third inning for the Mets. Here he'll walk. Second walk allowed by Sisk.
This can be the 9th batter of the inning for the Mets. They sent 7 in the first and 7 in the third. Now at minimum 8 here in the fourth.
There's a strike. Beatty, the only Met to not reach. Mangum closes the gap, gets the final out. Mets bat around, lead 9-1.
On Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
Welcome to the Toyota RAV 4th inning. Now, the great thing about bringing the little ones, maybe the score's not going your way, and it's impossible not to enjoy yourself when you got the little ones there. They'll keep you from worrying too much about the scoreboard. Now, making sure the lines are shorter. Absolutely. Right.
Oh, yeah.
No line there.
Little pick me up. Speaking of pick-me-ups, we need to get something going here. Pirates have dug themselves a monstrous hole.
The Reynolds with a double that first time around. Chip away and see what happens. Friendly hop for Bichette. Minaya, for the most part, has been in a rocking chair this afternoon. He had struck out 6 in a row at one point. He had done that another time in his career 9.5 years ago when he was with the A's. Looks like Kirby Yates would be next. He ended up pitching an inning last night. Nick Gonzalez. Said he went. Adam Hammery says strike. What do you think about that? They're testing out a system where check swings can be evaluated. That's a good play by the soon-to-be 36-year-old Marcus Semien, the reigning Gold Glove winner in the American League.
Very difficult play for a second baseman, going back and to your left on a short hop. Still got the hands.
Yeah, won it with Texas last year.
Yeah, I'm interested to learn more about it because it, you know, if it could simplify some things. We've seen a lot of issues with check swing calls this year, especially. And obviously, it's a hard thing for the umpires to get right all the time. So I'm interested to see how that progresses.
I think one of the things that I've heard, just talking baseball, when you automate too many things, you take out one of the things that people really enjoy out of the game. That's the manager arguing with the umpires. No, we haven't. Making sure that the players, even if it's a decision rendered by a computer or an off-campus umpire, there's still some consternation that takes place in the game. We do have that conflict that people do enjoy. But it's one of those rules that's never really been clearly defined, so curious to see how it plays out. Minaya with the strikeout. Oh, pardon me, with the second strike, excuse me. I'm a little ahead of myself. He's got 7 strikeouts today, which ties a season high, and that's number 8. Mets lead by 8. You can score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Pirates, the official source for your Pittsburgh Pirates gear. Wear it on the boat, wear it at the ballpark, everywhere in between.
Kirby Yates, here's his Valvoline number. Saw him in last night's game, 35th game, 30 and third innings. 3.56 ERAs and 38 strikeouts. I'm sorry.
And really tough on right-handed hitters, especially. Came into today 5th lowest slugging against righties among all pitchers, with 60 batters faced. So any regular reliever. So really the Pirates treated to a bunch of different options now, depending on scenarios and situations. Pirates won handily yesterday. Right now the Mets leading by a big margin, but we had seen really since the All-Star break a lot of close games. As Alvarez homers. Don't see that much off Yates, especially against the righties. All Mets today up 10-1 on the 13th home run by Alvarez.
The Mets must like these day games because they just came from Cleveland, has put a 13 spot and getaway big game over there. Now the hits just keep coming. Had a split at the bottom of the zone. He must have been looking for it because that's tough to do, especially in this ballpark.
Pitching at age 39 on a day game after a night game. Nate surrenders leadoff home run. Ewing has walked twice today. That's part of the story, as the top 2 hitters in the Mets lineup have either walked or been hit with a pitch. Each twice, he and Lindor, and both have come around to score both of those times.
Well, Bo Bichette being 3 for 3 with a 3-run double and 2 singles. That's a good recipe when those first 2 guys in the order are getting on base.
You cook up something good. And the Pirates last night, the Mets had no plate appearances with a runner in scoring position. Trying to strive for that consistency down the stretch here. This is game 120. That means 42 games remain after today for the Pirates. You know, part of getting that long winning streak, just playing good baseball like we saw last night for a consistent time. Everyone's going to have a clunker once in a while, of course, but you know, really looking at, you know, most of 2 weeks or most of 3 weeks playing really good baseball just about every game. That's what the Pirates, I think, can get them into that stretch where they win a lot of games. And there's the first out.
Yeah, it's just felt kind of like when you feel like certain parts of the Pirates, whether it be the offense, the defense, the starting pitching, the relievers, when it just kind of felt like we haven't hit, we've pitched okay. When we've pitched not so well, we've hit a lot. And we really, I mean, outside of a couple stretches, we really, and I don't know if you feel the same way, we really just, and of course it shows not having more than a 4-game win streak. We haven't seen them all really going at the same time for a significant period of time.
Yeah, I would agree. But it can happen. But it's got to happen where the Pirates now reside in the standings. The old adage, win series, right? And if they don't come from behind today, it's going to be 6 straight series losses. Going to Miami, one of the teams ahead of them for that next one. And that can be an advantage because, of course, when you win, then they lose and you gain ground. It's a breaking ball from Yates. Two-time All-Star as recently as 2 years ago. Yates was an All-Star while pitching for the Rangers. Got to pitch in his home ballpark in the All-Star game. Well, that's freshly minted right there. Luke Weaver jersey.
Brand new.
You want to be the first on your block, you know? Get the new guy. And Weaver's going to help. And the Pirates have those leads, close games late, and he'll be under contract for the Pirates again next year as well. There's Luke Weaver sitting next to Gregory Soto. Like, hey, already got my jersey out there. That pleases Luke. He was really fun on the Bucks BP show yesterday.
And a good personality.
And you got to really bring your A game when you're with Michael McHenry and Stephen Brault, and Luke Weaver was right there with him. I thought he's a real treat. I enjoyed talking to him already, and look forward to getting to know him even more. There he is. Yates trying to be the first Pirate pitcher to retire. Bo Bichette today. No stranger to the big hit. We saw that in the World Series last year when he was with Toronto. Dad Dante, big time power. Probably most notably with the Rockies.
Blake Street Bombers.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't want to have pitched against that lineup at that time.
In Colorado?
No.
Ooh.
You just got to pitch around the 2 through 7 hitters, and then Bichette doesn't get a hit, so that's somewhat of a victory for Yates. 6th walk, though, allowed by Pirates pitching. They've hit 2 batters as well. Speaking of Bucks BP, right there, Stephen Brault jersey.
Yeah, really good. I haven't watched the game. I don't got Wi-Fi.
He had a big time home run at Coors. Brault.
Sure did.
I always reference it, though, but one of the more memorable pitching performances, too. He threw all fastballs at Coors Field until the final batter, Ian Desmond, struck out on a slider. We all booed him. You threw a slider. 70th pitch of the day, finally threw a non-fastball. And hit a 441-foot home run that day. So part of the legend that is Stephen Brault. Benz drove in the first run for the Mets. Umpire calling that a ball.
He's having a tough time landing that glove side fastball that usually opens up that split on the other side of the plate, especially the lefties.
3-2 on bench. Base hit. Caught a little deep. And he's got his second hit today. And because it was a 3-2 pitch, 2 outs, Bichette in motion gets to third. Camilo Doval, the ground ball specialist, getting up for the Pirates. Robert ground into a double play last inning. Here with 2 outs, though, just trying to get that final out. Give Yates a little bit of time. Pitched at the end of the game last night. And now here's a message from Levin Furniture and Mattress.
Get the guaranteed lowest mattress prices for life at Levin.
So it'll be Yates for Robert and Meyering. Yates getting right back out there. Day game. He'll take the ball whenever he's asked. He's done that his whole career. And has been a really good pitcher. He's an all-star closer with Padres. Closer with the Rangers just a couple of years ago. Robert has knocked in 3 today, and that 2-out home run off Jones in the third. Jones went 3+. Coming up ready to throw in case Bichette strayed too far. Might have been in the strike zone. Sometimes you see when the catcher comes up, can't frame it. That's another advantage of that ABS system. This should stay in play for Davis, and they get the out. Mets leave on 2, but they pick up a run on the Alvarez home run.
Welcome back. Earlier today, Ryan O'Hearn and Mitch Keller both sidelined with injury, but still finding a way to make a positive impact, signing a ton of autographs for a bunch of young fans. We actually got to speak with Mitch just a few days ago, and to hear more about his insight with his injury. He said there are some discrepancies about how bad it is, whether grade 2 or grade 3 when it comes to that Terry's major injury he's dealing with, but it's going to be a couple weeks of no throw and then just rehab and get ready from next year. He said he's extremely disappointed for many reasons, but he did feel like he was throwing well the first 2 starts back from break, so even more disappointing on top of that. But when looking for some light spots through this, besides a stint on the IL with an oblique injury in 2020, pretty crazy to think that this is his first arm injury he's had in 12 years. So now he just wants to help keep the vibes up for the rest of the guys, give insight when he can, be as helpful as he can as well, Joe.
Yeah, he's been incredibly durable. I'm glad you pointed that out, Hannah, because you think about, well, what's the old adage there? The best ability is availability. I think KY says that sometimes. But that's true, especially for a starting pitcher. He's giving you 30 starts every year.
Yeah. Hopefully he heals quickly and gets back on track. Kind of a tough year, but like you said, he was throwing the ball a lot better of recent. And really a tough break for him and the Pirates.
Meanwhile, trying to solve Sean Manaea. Vintage today. He struck out 9, 2 more than his season high, and doing so through 4 1/3. Now 10.
Yeah, he's in a rocking chair. Fastball has life.
Good command too, I would say.
Yeah.
A lot of corner pitches. Up and away, up and in, down and away. Missed there though. Now this is the kind of pitcher that the Mets thought they were getting when they signed him to a 3-year free agent deal prior to last year. And he's through 5 with the Mets leading 10-1.
If you keep making
Pirates baseball on SNP is presented by AHN, official medical provider of your Pittsburgh Pirates, and by Giant Eagle, your home team for groceries. Having fun at the ballpark and on the North Shore as well, on the banks of the Allegheny River. Look at the point in the background there, the incline.
Probably numbers for Camilo Doval. 48th game, 42 2/3, 4.43 ERA. As Joe mentioned, a lot of ground balls, ton of success, especially against the right-handed hitters.
Yeah, they hit just 150 off him, which is 4th lowest in baseball. And if you take him out of Yankee Stadium, lefties haven't done too much against him. A little bit better, but able to handle him fine. I think that's what the Pirates were banking on when acquiring Doval from New York.
Yeah, mainly two-seam cutter slider combination for Doval.
Was an all-star closer with the Giants 3 years ago. Tied with David Bednar for the saves lead in the National League that year. Doval tidying up the downslope of the mound, wants to do baseball. See if that helps him find the strike zone here. There you go. And an easy 98. Right there on the Levin Furniture and Mattress strike zone. That'll sneak through. A 3rd hit today for Jared Young. Join us for AHN Game Day Live 30 minutes before every game here on SNP. All the latest news on your Bucks, plus insights and analysis from our team of Sportsnet experts. Nobody gets you ready for the start of the game like we do right here on SNP. See if you can get one of those ground balls. Simeon grounded out at first time around, but then RBI single in that 3-run 3rd by the Mets. That took a 2-0 lead, made it 5-0, and then they loaded the bases with nobody out in the 4th. Jones departed for Sisk. And that was a 4-run inning for New York. Look at that sinker.
Yeah, that's
More of a runner.
Kind of similar arm action to Johan Ramirez. Real whippy, free, gets a ton of movement off the fastball. Oh boy.
That'll probably be a throwing error on the pitcher, I think. Indecisiveness.
Yeah, Rafael Flores was not even covering first base here.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh, yeah. If the first baseman's not there, you try to hold on to the ball, but you're expecting to throw it. That's how that happens. Yeah, Flores, mostly a catcher, playing at first base.
6th inning down 10-1, even though it is technically just a 6th inning.
Not holding on, though.
Not holding on.
Yeah. Good point. Well, the Mets got to be feeling good. They came in with a 3-game winning streak, extended it. Pirates broke that up with that shutout win last night. Trying to make it 5 out of 6 after a trade deadline that a lot of new faces for New York. Andy Green took over as the interim manager after Carlos Mendoza fired at midseason. Just thinking of third base coach over there, Tim Leeper, getting that rebound there. He was one of your managers in the minor leagues, I think, right?
In Altoona, 2007. Long time baseball lifer.
I think it was 3 years there, right? In Altoona, 6, 7, and 8 as the skipper there.
Yeah, I think he took over maybe right after Tony Beasley was no longer the manager there.
That sounds right. So the third base coaches in this game, if you maybe grew up going to Altoona games, maybe that was it for you right there. Those two guys at the helm. Yeah, Tony definitely was the manager in 05 in Altoona. I know that for sure because it was when Caps played for him there. So yeah, those were the two managers in a row. And Leeper played in the Pirate system too. Three and 2 on Simeon.
This will be the 11th pitch of this at bat. Simeon not giving in, getting a lot of sliders. Duvall looking for that punch out.
It's funny how big this game feels, but there are so many ties within the game. As Duvall comes up with a strikeout, and Hannah Mears has more on the next hitter.
Time now for our Penn West University educating you. How about Brett Beatty's connections to Pittsburgh? We had talked last series about he and Jake Mangum being roommates in the Mets minor league system, but he also has a close relationship with Jared Triolo. When Brett Beatty was a freshman in high school, Triolo was a senior on the baseball team. Beatty said when he got called up to varsity, the seniors were pounding on him, and it was actually Jared Triolo who stepped in, took him under his wing. Beatty said he always looked up to Triolo in that aspect ever since then. But Beatty's connections don't just stop there. His soon-to-be wife, Anna, is also from Pittsburgh, attended North Allegheny High School. He said his in-laws were in attendance for the games in New York earlier this season. He told them they had to wear Mets gear, but once in Pittsburgh, all bets were off. They could wear some black and gold, Joe.
Who knew? You just see a guy come up to the plate. You don't even really think much about it, but
Everybody's got a story, right?
yeah, tied to Pittsburgh. Yeah, Jared Triolo swears by him, helping him out back in the day. There's Jared. Always lending a helping hand. Former Mets minor leaguers talking about their exploits. Now, baseball always very close. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Duvall.
Yep, another good strike the ball slider, 2 strikes.
And that strikeout presented by Coppers, protecting what matters, preserving the future. Alvarez homered last inning. With the additions to the Pirates bullpen, certain times in games where you might want to go to a guy. And the biggest situation, we've heard Donnie talk about this before, it might be earlier in the game, not necessarily just that ninth inning. Well, now, what if one guy's down, or you like this guy that profiles a little bit better here or there? They have a lot more options with the players that were acquired at and around the trade deadline.
Well, it will be nice to get a bit of a reset with tomorrow's day off. Pirates have played 17 straight games. Obviously, that taxes a bullpen as well as all the players. Brian Reynolds played in every single game so far this year. So,
yeah, there's 17 days in a row with a game have been tough on the Pirates. They're 5-11, not including today. So enjoy that day off, and then hopefully try to get things back going again here during the dog days. Walk to the number 9 man. 7 walks by Pirates pitchers today. Now, August has typically been a tough month for the Pirates. The last time they had a winning record in August was 2016. Only 3 times this century the Pirates had a winning record in August. And only once this decade have they won as many as 10 games in August. So got to get over the hump during the dog days to see it to the finish line. Pirates are 3-5 this August so far. Soto would be next. You mentioned the off day tomorrow, so the Pirates will probably have Bacher and Ramirez down, 2 of their longer relievers. Let's go by inning today. After Jones went the first 3+. Doval ahead, 2 strikes. Now the count even. Ewing getting a 5th plate appearance here by the 6th inning. Comes back to strike him out. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Camilo Doval.
.com.
10-1 Mets on the UPMC scoreboard, and Pirates baseball is presented by UPMC, the official healthcare provider of sports coverage on SNP. Justin's out on the Clemente Bridge, giving us those pictures. Always know what's going on. Look at these shots.
Yep.
Really no prettier backdrop in baseball. The designers of this ballpark had it right, and then they have added on as time's gone on, making it even more picturesque. Well, in these kind of games, when you come up to the plate, what are you thinking about? Pressure's off a little bit. Just go out there and try to have a good at bat.
Yeah, you're really trying to just have good at bats. You're trying not to do too much. You know, your only chance of creeping back into these games is to create traffic and maybe get a couple big swings of the bat. You know, a big double to score a couple runs, or a 3-run home run. You're doing everything you can not to just give away an at bat.
Davis will work the count full there. And probably tempting to try to hit a 5-run home run. Impossible. So, yeah, try to get on and see what can happen from there. And Manaea just stymieing the Pirates today. The last Pirate to reach was Jake Mangum his last time up. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud.
That 25-degree launch angle, 104.5 off the bat. That was pressed on.
420 feet on the home run by Mangum. Watching it and thinking, well, hope it goes to the right a little bit, because if it falls in that notch, it might just be a triple for a speedy guy like Mangum. But no, that would have been a home run anywhere. Robert with the second out. 2 base runners for the Pirates today. Off Sean Manaea.
And one of those circled the bases. So very, very little time spent in the stretch for Sean Manaea.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, only one batter that he's faced with a runner on. So that's how you get in a rhythm, I guess, right? Ronnie Simon in front of that sweeper. Quite a bit slower than the fastball.
Extremely efficient. 73 pitches here. 2 outs in the 6th. And he's had some long time in between innings to sit down.
There's a base hit for Ronnie Simon. Ends a string of 9 in a row retired by Manaea.
Hasn't thrown a ton of changeups. He gets one here and it's elevated. Simon's able to pull it down there. Left fielder playing him really to pull, so not able to get extra bases.
So now Manaea will work with the man on for the first time since after Reynolds doubled in the first inning. And that's that for the Bucks in the 6th. Still 10-1 Mets. Let's recap what's happened so far in the game in our dashboard report presented by Western PA GMC dealers.
Yeah, kind of a tough start for Jared Jones. 3 innings, 6 hits, 8 runs, 3 Ks and 3 walks. And Sean Manaea's just been in a rocking chair for most of the game. He's still in the game as of right now. It's just been a tough afternoon for the Buccos getting anything going against that gentleman right there. Now we're going to have Gregory Soto enter the game. There's his numbers. 50th game for him, 48 2/3, 3.7 ERA, 59 Ks and 48 2/3.
Now Jones went the first 3+, those 8 runs, the most he's allowed in a start. Tell that this team on the 17th and final day in a row. Remember, teams used to play up to 20. I guess they still can. They don't see it very often. 20 in a row. So they added those 4 extra off days in the schedule a few years ago. It's a challenge, the game of baseball. It's every day.
Certainly is a grind, especially at this time of year. You get a couple weeks after the All-Star break, and You kind of recharge the batteries a little bit right around the All-Star break. This is typically the time you really have to find ways to keep that energy, and that gentleman right there is a good example of a guy that just bringing energy on a day-to-day basis. But it can be challenging.
And it's a separator, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes. Think about the Red Sox, for instance, all that they've done to get to the point where now Boston is in the thick of things. You know, do they hold on? You know, have they exhausted themselves, so to speak? You know, we don't know.
Right.
But that's sometimes you see that with teams or teams maybe just kind of hanging around, and then they do get hot. Clint Hurdle 07 Rockies come to mind. 42 remain after today, and so a quarter of a baseball season, that's a lot of time, and you got to get going.
And that team right there, the Boston Red Sox, they found a way to get extremely hot over the last month and a half.
Before their loss yesterday, it was 27 of 30 wins. No one has gotten Bo Bichette out today. Fourth hit. 4 for 4 with a walk, 3 RBIs. Second double today.
Well, slider lead goes down and gets below the zone. And right smack in the middle of all the chaos offensively for the New York Mets.
Yeah, this time the guys ahead of him were not on. So just a double. Soto pitched for the Mets last year. Part of a deadline deal when he got dealt from Baltimore. Just getting the strike zone.
Haven't seen a ton of challenges today, have you? Clint Vondrack behind home plate. Done a pretty decent job today.
That's got to be validating for a home plate umpire. The less the umpire speaks, the better. Means they've had a better day, probably.
Yeah, right.
I like that they do that, and we've seen on occasion in some of those interesting plays that they'll help spell it out to the crowd. They have stats on the ABS challenges. You know, they probably brag with each other. Who has the fewest overturned?
Yeah.
Fewest challenged overall. Guided out to Simon. Hit so deeply that Bichette will tag.
Yeah, and with the umpires too, Joe. I mean, you know, even before the game starts, who's behind home plate, and they tend to see pitches differently on certain parts of the plate. So you know, an umpire has more of a tendency to call, pitches on the, left side, third base side of the plate, or the first base side of the plate. So you're always aware of that, particularly with 2 strikes and early in the game, to see okay, what kind of wiggle room do we have here? Do I need to protect a little more in this zone, protect a little less over here? And now with ABS, you have some merit to that.
Yeah, you get that feedback. It's going to sneak through. Robert with his 4th run batted in today. Mets lead by double digits. Just out of Soto's reach, just out of Lau's reach.
Man, ball had eyes.
Now, little things like tagging right there. You know, it's a 9-run game, but you know, you still play the game the right way, and Bichette doing that, able to trot in to score. Real one-sided game today. Pirates with 3 hits. And 3 base runners. The Mets had more base runners than the first 4 hitters. And it was really the inverse yesterday. You saw Bubba Chandler take the mound. 9 pitches, 1, 2, 3, retires the Mets. Pirates come up at the plate feeling that momentum, scoring 3 times, and they rolled.
A handful of long innings out there for the defensive players. Sometimes can be hard to get things going on the other side of things when you get in the dugout.
28 pitches last inning, 29 the inning before that. 30 some in the 4th, 29 in the 3rd inning. And so a lot of longer innings. Young has had a hit each of his last 3 times up, trying to put him away, and in this Mets 7th inning. Soto strikes him out. The Mets add to their lead.
Since 1995.
Pirates baseball on S&P is presented by Highmark, the official health plan of the Pirates, because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. By Cohen Markets, free ice cream is back at Cohen Markets. Club Cohen members get a free Hershey's ice cream sandwich all summer long. By your Western PA Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, the best-selling brand in Pittsburgh. And by Levin Furniture and Mattress, Pittsburgh's #1 furniture and mattress store. And yesterday, John Candelaria and Josh Harrison signing autographs out on Federal Street. Today marking a special anniversary. If you remember, 50 years ago today, one of the stars of the '79 World Series, John Candelaria, throwing a no-hitter, and he threw out the first pitch here today. Great to see the Candyman back here at PNC Park.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing he and Josh Harrison here this weekend. And what a remarkable feat 50 years ago on this day for John Candelaria. Hamming it up with Paul Skeens.
Look at, they look eye to eye too. Candelaria, 6'7".
Big guys.
Back on August 9th, 1976, a 22-year-old John Candelaria, 101 pitches, 70 for strikes in a 2-0 win. He said he thought that ball might drop, but Al Oliver coming on and secured the no-hitter for the Bucks in an hour and 45 minutes. And on the candy bar giveaway game as well. And
topping it off with the World Series later on that year, huh? How cool is that?
And back in '79 when he won Game 6 in Baltimore, beating Jim Palmer. and led baseball in ERA in '77. As you saw there, he was a 20-game winner that year. He'll be going into the Pirates Hall of Fame in just a few weeks, and deservedly so. John Candelaria will be inducted in the Pirates Hall of Fame, and great to have him out here today. And we'll have the pregame ceremony, the Pirates Hall of Fame game, on September 4th. So make your plans. Come on out. We'll be honored with Wilbur Cooper, Pirates' winningest pitcher, posthumously inducted, and then Jack Wilson will be here. John Candelaria. I mean, think about it too. That was his first full season at age 22, throwing a no-hitter. It's still the last individual no-hitter pitched by a Pirates pitcher 50 years ago today.
And they're becoming increasingly more difficult to get in today's day and age of baseball, right, Joe?
Well, the guy he was talking to before the game, Paul Skeens, we saw him on a few occasions have a no-hitter going and removed from the game, and would get, you know, credit for a combined no-hitter if the relievers completed it, but nothing more special than an individual no-hitter. Perhaps you were there. They only listed 9,860 fans at Three Rivers that day in the box score. Something tells me 98,000 have claimed that they were there.
They were there. I love the hair. Love the button chops.
I love those bullpen jackets with the diamonds along the arms. Those have always been a favorite of mine. The cool thing about that too, and John Parado, the writer, reminded me of this, that Bob Gibson was there that night, the longtime Cardinal great pitcher. He was on the ABC crew, one of the broadcasters for that game. And so Gibson was the author of the previous no-hitter at Three Rivers. There were only 3. So Gibson for the Cardinals, of course, when he was an active player, then Candelaria, and then the combined no-hitter in '97 with Cordova and Rincon. The pillbox hat. I thought maybe with the anniversary, the bicentennial of the U.S., maybe they'd bring back the pillbox hats this year in baseball. And coming up next weekend here at PNC Park on Friday, the Boston Red Sox are coming to town. It's a 6:40 game, and the first 20,000 fans take home a Josh Gibson t-shirt. It'll be Negro League Legacy Night presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Come out on Friday, and you can get your tickets at pirates.com. That'll be the next time that the Pirates are home as they head to Miami. Tuesday, Wednesday night games, and then a Thursday afternoon tilt in South Florida. All the names through the years. Jacob Gonzalez pinch hitting for Lau, and pinch wearing one after the Mets have been struck twice today.
This one seemingly got away from an eye out. That's pretty far inside, though. Right in number 6.
Josh Harrison.
I still see a lot of those around for sure.
Now ahead on Flores. Minaya with 11 strikeouts today. His season high was 7. Still too shy of his career most at 5 years ago. It's a deep left. But Ewing there 50 years ago today. A no-hitter in Pittsburgh. Well, the few Mets fans that are here coming in from New York applauding Sean Manaea. 11 strikeouts, no walks. And no, regardless of what the Pirates pitchers did today, it would have been hard to beat him.
A masterful day for him. Not a single walk. Only gave up a home run and a double and a single.
After Jacob Gonzalez pinch hit, he'll stay in and play shortstop, where Triola will move to third base, and that moves Nick Gonzalez from third to second base.
Montgomery's numbers in the season: 48th game for him, 46 innings, 3.72 ERA, 72 strikeouts in 46 innings.
Really doesn't tell the story of what he has done lately. Montgomery really ascending in, let's say, the last month and a half or so. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. And that's no hyperbole. Think about 15 games span now. Opponents are 4 for 48 against him. So that's an .083 average. And then he has struck out more than half of the hitters.
I mean, he's coming into this outing 14.09, and that's going to go up. Strikeouts per 9. That's elite.
When he strikes out, first batter he faces here today.
Designated hitter Fred Bain.
Got to respect that 100 from the left side. We know it comes from that high angle, bearing in on the right-handers especially.
So including that strikeout, his last 16 games, 29 strikeouts, 56 batters. So 27 have done something else. 29 have struck out. So more than half, which is extraordinarily high. And now New York for the first time today getting activity. Jack Weisenberger. So going to get up. And so if you have a close game and you got a lefty batter coming in, well, what do lefties do against Montgomery? You want to have Montgomery to be able to face those lefties. They hit 100 off him for the season. That's the lowest in baseball. And then they only slug 150 against him. That's the lowest in baseball, just ahead of Jacob Mizorowski. Montgomery ascending as the season has gone on. 2 years ago, the Pirates had a similar pitcher in Aroldis Chapman. A lot more name recognition.
Yeah.
But Montgomery is becoming that type of pitcher right now. Not just with the velocity. He's had back-to-back strikeouts here in this 8th inning.
Yeah, the fastball slider curveball combination is really impressive. This one just catching the top of the zone.
Alvarez has been on the last 3 times. Home run today. Trying for one there. And it's not right down the middle either. I mean, he's working edges. A little movement on it.
It's very, very difficult to hit an up and in the strike zone. Fastball at 100 miles an hour. Let's leave it at that.
101. Now, how about that one?
Even harder.
Right on the inner edge. So if you give up on it, you're gone. Trying to strike out the side. And Mason Montgomery just dispatches the Mets in the 8th. It's time for the North Star Chevrolet Buick and GMC star of the game, and undoubtedly Sean Manaea of the Mets.
Yeah, really impressive day by Sean Manaea. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 11 strikeouts, and not a single walk today. He was in control from his first pitch to his last pitch. Tough day for the offense of the Buccos to get going.
So even if Pirates pitchers were holding the Mets down today, it still would be tough to beat that lefty. Jack Weisenberger, at age 28, making his major league debut for the Mets.
There's his numbers in AAA. 15 games, 52 and a third innings. A little ballooned ERA, but that looks to me like it had to do with those home runs allowed. Congratulations to him, his major league debut.
Began the year pitching for Veracruz in Mexico. Pitched in independent Hagerstown last year. Was not signed, and there's the patch signifying his major league debut out of the University of Michigan. Pitched in the Oakland chain for a number of years back when they were Oakland.
You don't have any beef with that, do you? University of Michigan?
No, none at all. No, thank you for stoking those flames in an 11-1 game, Neil. You're so good to me. Leave no stone unturned. Neil Walker, thank you. No, it's yeah, I went to Michigan State, so we cheer for Jack.
Cheer for Jack.
For him to give up 4 runs, or maybe 12 today, right now. But then, you know, next day you can do fine. I just don't want to hear about it. They always let you hear about it, those Wolverines. Okay.
You done?
Gonna be that time of year again. Grew up in Rockford, Michigan. That's in West Michigan, near Grand Rapids. He's got his first.
Oh, we missed it.
Oh, never mind. Maybe some other time, Jack.
I think you just got a piece of that issue.
Yes. Trapped. If it's caught, it's a strikeout. And Henry Davis, knowing the trade very well. Out to the opposite field for Davis. 4 Pirates base runners in 7 innings off Manaea. Weisenberger has the first 2 outs here in the Pirates' 8th inning. Pirates got on the board in the 3rd. Long home run by Jake Mangum. An impassioned interview with Hannah postgame yesterday following the Pirates' 9-0 win.
Go, Jake.
The pilot light is not out in that clubhouse. But the Mets will be dooming the Pirates to a 6th straight series loss. And it gets to the point where you talk about try to win series. Well, now it's, you know, needing a little more than that going forward. Run off a big winning streak. Find the way to get on. Jake Mangum with his 2nd hit today.
Jake's got that average back over 300. with his 2 hits today.
Weisenberg's family. Yeah, he's going to allow a hit eventually. More maize than blue still so far for the family.
Yeah, something tells me your favorite colors are not yellow and navy blue. No. Something tells me you like green, though.
Yeah. Green's fine. Grass is green.
Yep.
It'll be greener tomorrow. Simon had a base hit his last time. All kidding aside, though, feel good for those guys, especially we saw Jeffrey Yan didn't debut in the series, but it was his second big league game. Guys in their late 20s or 30s getting their first opportunities. There's never a guarantee that you ever get to play in the major leagues, and some guys play a long time and never get the opportunity to reach the major leagues. Robert retrieves the final out, and Jack Weisenberger, a major leaguer forevermore. Rafael Flores Jr. will go from first base to the pitcher's mound. Try to get through a 9th inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. Valdez, as you see, goes over the first base where he has played some in the minor leagues, so get him an inning there. In case that ever factors into the Pirates' plans going forward.
2 straight nights of a position player pitching last night. Luis Torrens, that's backup catcher, called into duty for 2 innings.
You saw Jostinson Garcia. He'll take over for Ronnie Simon when he comes out of the lineups. Oh no, Ronnie Simon's still in there, excuse me. He's in there for Reynolds. Running in the wrong spot. Pirates give up the DH.
Third baseman,
That's how you have to do it if you move a player in the field like that to pitch.
Well, Bo Bichette hasn't been retired the entire day. This is his 6th at bat. He's got a single and another single and a double and a walk and another double. So let's see. Nope. That's 5 hits for him.
Always special to get 5 hits in the game. Been on base 6 times. So now when these position players come in, they're clearly throwing a lot softer than they can. Is that by design?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it also kind of depends on how comfortable you feel getting it near the strike zone. Some guys feel better throwing it a little harder. Some guys don't feel as comfortable throwing quite as hard. But you're also not in tune and in throwing down a slope. So if you go out there and you try to throw as hard as you can, you're not really used to throwing down a slope and stopping so much on your front side. I can remember getting one pitching outing and I was really sore for like 4 or 5 days afterwards, and I wasn't even throwing hard.
Well, Flores does a nice job of ending that 9th inning without a run. The Pirates are off tomorrow. Maybe they'll do a little fishing before they head to Miami. Hopefully they find something better than that. Paul Scates will start that one against Eury Perez of Miami. And our coverage on Tuesday night begins at 5:30 right here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh, and always streaming on SNP 360.
Well, I'm happy to see that not be in our rivers, right?
There you go.
Getting it cleaned up.
Very nice. So Garcia will get an at bat. He replaced Reynolds. And they brought Flores to the mound. Weisenberger making his major league debut today. And he has his first major league strikeout. It'll be a souvenir. And they'll be going home to Rockford. Well, some appeal to see maybe if the Pirates can at least send up 5 hitters. That means Flores, the pitcher, would bat. The last Pirates pitcher to get a hit was actually 2 years ago. It was Rowdy Tellez. He was pitching in that game. The last real pitcher, real Pirates pitcher to get a hit, the last year of the pitcher batting was 2021. It was Mitch Keller last time he batted. Gonzalez 0 for 4 today. Last Pirates pitcher to steal a base, McCutchen. Daniel McCutchen.
No, he could run. Yeah. Great athlete.
There's Marilyn Valdez playing an inning at first base. All Mets today. It was Sean Manaea, the lefty, 11 strikeouts without a walk. Five-hit day for Bo Bichette. And the Mets are poised to take this series. It would be the 6th consecutive series loss for the Pirates. Last time that happened after the All-Star break was in 22 when they lost 11 consecutive series. Trying to turn it around in Miami. So 17 in a row with a game. We'll end that at 5-12. A tough couple of weeks for the Bucks. 4th strikeout for Valdez today. Weisenberger gets a couple, delighting his family here, but really tough sledding here for the Bucks these last 2.5 weeks. They need a day off and hopefully turn it around in Miami on Tuesday night.
Yeah, you were hoping they could get something going today and win this series against the Mets, who were sellers at the deadline, but Sean Manaea proved to be too much. 11 strikeouts and no walks, and just cruised along. But we move on. We go to South Florida. We try to get some wins down there, see if we can't get hot, and go from there.
42 games remain on the Pirates schedule. What will become of it? Well, first we got to figure out what happened here today, and we invite you to stay tuned for Pirates extra innings. That's coming your way next. The final from PNC Park, 11-1 Mets.